Hold on.
If it doesn't, then that's your fault.
All right.
You should not. I don't know. It's your fault.
Cool. All right. In a few brief moments, we should also be live to YouTube and glorious day. Yes. All right. There we go. Cool. We're live. Hi everyone, and welcome. This is Awesome Hardware. Every Tuesday evening, it's a live show. It happens. We stream it to twitch.tv/awesomehardware. We also stream it to YouTube. Right now we're streaming my half, the first half of episode number 133, here on December the 12th of 2017. So the first half's going to be on my channel, Paul's Hardware. Second half's going to be on Cal's channel, which is known as Bitwit. And the link to that should be in the description if I ever get around to updating it.
Hey.
Beyond that...
I put your link in my description. Just saying.
Thank you. Yours was there a little late today.
But still better
It's cool.
than never.
It's cool. I was late too. Anyway, point being, we're going to be streaming for about an hour on this half. We're going to talk about technology. We're going to drink some beers. Occasionally we'll use some foul language, some adult talk. Nothing terribly nasty. It really negates the point of even doing the warning about the bad language if we immediately...
Motherfucking glasses are dirty as shit.
Okay. Also, we sell stuff. So if you're not already impressed with our live stream,
turn the volume up.
Check out our
Pump up
stores.
the jams. All right.
My store is paulshardware.net. And what's going on?
They want the volume a little louder.
Okay.
Blow your ears out, people. Jeez.
Right now there's a sale going on. So if you spend over $50, you can save 10%. If you spend over $100, you can save 20%. Also got a bunch of new merchandise. Zero insertion force mugs. These are new kinds of mugs, and they have actual printing on them, and I actually have one here. Actually, we got a bunch of stuff from John today, including the beer that we're drinking, which came from Vermont. So there's a zero insertion force mug, which everyone should immediately buy. It actually turned out really nice on there. I like the...
It's a good logo for that mug.
We've got Awesome Hardware mugs there, with Brian's design on it, with the sword fight.
Classic.
We've also expanded to...
A true winner.
We just wanted to show these because John sent them. They say drink Vermont beer.
Oh, they're really nice shirts.
That's what we're doing. All the merch is real high quality. So if you buy it, you'll be very happy with yourself. Yep. And we should also talk about... Wait, what else is new?
We got mouse pads.
There's lots of new stuff. Mouse pads.
Hella mouse pads.
Tons of mouse pads.
I think we each have 2 different varieties of mouse pad.
Yeah, so I got a long one and a short one.
I got a long and short too.
Keycaps are still there. You can also get the desk set if you want to. Kyle's store is bitwit.tech/store. He's also having the holiday discount going on.
I am.
Also got the full color mugs.
Hopped onto the bandwagon.
The Flasher mug is available now.
Yep.
And then of course these excellent gaming mouse pads.
Yes.
The edges are woven. Stitched, I should say.
Super nice stitching, rubber on the bottom.
And
the screen printing is actually beautiful. Yeah. It's really good quality, better than I was expecting, to be honest. And I think both Paul and I have the kind of more standard size mouse pads and the extra long ones in our stores with our respective logos on them. So you guys should check it out.
Whether you like
really
them
nice.
Long and skinny or short and fat, we got you covered.
It's all about the girth.
Also the Awesome Hardware mugs now.
Yep. Those are nice too.
Merch everywhere. Thanks to all you guys for buying stuff and supporting our stores.
Yeah.
And we'll shout your names out at the end of the half.
Jounce!
If you happen to do that.
Jounce!
Now, if you missed it on Saturday, we actually did a 12-hour live stream. I think we're still not completely recovered for that.
Yeah.
But
it was pretty epic.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
And we had 2 systems that we had ideas for how we were going to do the giveaway with them. It turned out there was some legalities surrounding that we had to abide by. So eventually we decided to make the giveaways open to anyone, and there wasn't any requirement to enter the giveaways. We also decided to make Kyle's be a one-day giveaway, so we actually gave his system away that day. We picked the winner at the end of the live stream.
Yep.
My giveaway, though, is still ongoing. So if you guys want to, check out the link in the description, and you can see the entry page here. I'm giving away the entry-level Threadripper PC. It's a 1900X, an Intermax Liquitech CPU cooler, NASRock X299 Tai Chi motherboard, 16 gig Corsair memory kit, it's actually not a SanDisk, it's a 250 gig SSD basically, And then it's a Zotac 1070 Ti graphics card, a Fractal Mesh 5C case, Corsair ARM 850i power supply. Really nice system. And you can enter 3 ways. One is just clicking the link to go over to the entry page to where we're accepting donations. These are still open, so if you guys want to submit a donation still, it's going to Children's Hospital of Los Angeles. We broke $10,000 in funds raised for Children's Hospital of Los Angeles.
Insane.
Which we were super stoked on, and we thanks to any of you guys who were there and helped participate. We got the badge, the unfreaking believable badge right there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's super sweet.
Achievement unlocked.
So yeah, it was a lot of fun though. We hope to do it again, and thanks to all you guys who were a part of it. And if you didn't get a chance to enter in the giveaway that's still open, you can enter by going to that page and by subscribing to each of our channels. And that giveaway is still open, I think, until Sunday this week. So
nice.
Feel free to go ahead and enter that.
Beautiful.
All right, that's all for our announcements. We are going to move into the first segment, Netwatch, and we're going to talk briefly about net neutrality. I've talked a lot about net neutrality because it's very important. I'm going to try to go through these really quickly, though, because I know some people have just heard about it a lot. They've already heard, they know what it is and everything, and they want to move on. But there's a few ongoing developments for it, so I wanted to hit on them real quick. And of course, the big thing, actually the biggest thing, is that net neutrality, the FCC, is probably going to be repealing the net neutrality rules in 2 days, on December 14th. That's what everyone's expecting, because that's what they keep saying they're going to do, despite most people, or at least the vast majority of people from what we can tell, not wanting it to happen, including a bunch of tech luminaries, including, of course, the Woz right there.
Wow!
So it's just a bunch of people who have who either operate currently or were very instrumental in the development of the internet or other areas of technology. And I'm going to apologize if I mispronounce any of these names, but Steve Bellevin is the former FTC chief technologist who helped develop Usenet. Tim Berners-Lee is the inventor of the World Wide Web. Vint Cerf, who co-created the internet's TCP protocol. Steve Crocker helped develop the protocols for for the ARPANET. Stephen Wolf, who helped transform the military ARPANET into a civilian research and communications network. Apple co-founder Steve Wozniak, of course. Mozilla founder and executive chairwoman Mitchell Baker. Internet Archive founder Brewster Kahle, and BetaWorks CEO John Borthwick. All have sort of put in their feelings about this, and they all feel that this net neutrality vote that's about to happen is an imminent threat to the internet as we know it. So that's why a lot of people are up in arms. Ajit Pai is the current chairperson of the FCC. He's kind of been spearheading this whole thing that they're doing right now that a lot of people are kind of upset about. And he keeps bringing up stuff that isn't necessarily true, and that's often demonstrably false.
That seems out of character for him.
Yeah, and most recently was his supposed phone calls that he had. We're not saying that the phone calls are false, but he issued a press release about 5 small ISPs that he says were harmed by the rules, and that's what the stance they're trying to take, is that the net neutrality protections that were introduced in 2015 are harming people, or harming small ISPs somehow. But there's no data offered to support it. So the advocacy group Free Press looked at the FCC's broadband deployment data for these companies, found that 4 of them had expanded into new territory, and then the 5th didn't expand into new areas, but it did start offering gigabit internet service. And all this happened in the past 2 years during Title II net neutrality rules. So just seems very disingenuous and false, which is just continuing, I guess, par for the course for Ajit Pai, because he seems to be doing a lot of misleading of people. There is a congressman who's doing a last-ditch effort to save net neutrality. His name is Sean Patrick Maloney. He's a Democrat, House of Representatives rep from New York. He's introduced the Save Net Neutrality Act, H.R. 4585, in the House to the House Committee on Energy and Commerce. He did this just in the past week. Unfortunately, this is largely a symbolic gesture, because although this would be congressional action to prevent the FCC from doing what it's about to do, it would have to somehow get on the floor for a vote tomorrow, which it might. According to the article, there might be a vote in the House tomorrow evening. Then it would have to also pass the Senate and have Trump sign it all before the vote on Thursday, which is not very likely at all.
Yeesh.
But anyway, some people are trying to do what they can to prevent this from happening. If you'd like to do what you can go to battleforthenet.com. You can enter your information there, and you can contact your representatives and just let them know how you feel about the open internet and net neutrality. We feel it should be protected. You can also go and sign the petition at whitehouse.gov, which currently has about 250,000 signatures. Already reached the goal, but feel free to add your sig to that as well. All right.
Damn.
I hope that was a quick rundown of net neutrality stuff. Oh, one
Well
last
said.
thing. If you want even more on that, I did a in-depth net neutrality video with Wendell just this past week. That's just a few videos back on my channel. So thanks to all you guys who've been speaking out about that, because we like the internet. We think it's best that the internet be open for everyone to use, and we would prefer that the internet service providers who we're forced to sign up with, especially those of us who don't have more than one choice for one, we prefer that they're not able to kind of choose what we have easier access to and not. Anyway, all right, moving on. We're just going to jump straight into news. I have a bunch of sort of random news, so it's all just been grouped together in one big blob.
Sweet.
There you
Cool
go.
with me.
Yeah.
Cool with me.
I'm abandoning our segments.
All structure
Yeah,
is
this.
falling out the window. Well, cool. So then, what do we got up first? Something about hacking?
I guess I could call it mini segments.
Mini segments. Each article is a segment.
So NiceHash last week, it turns out apparently has been hacked. This was actually on Wednesday.
This is a Bitcoin
of
mining.
last week. We've talked about NiceHash before. It's sort of a marketplace. It puts people who have mining power together with people who want to pay money for that mining power. So
Gotcha.
you put your system on NiceHash, and then the software chooses what cryptocurrency your system mines based on the marketplace that they developed.
I see.
Late Wednesday night last week, it appears, well, it depends on what time zone you're in, I guess, but attackers accessed the company's systems at 1:18 CET, that's at a little past midnight GMT. By a few hours later, the hackers, who the company believes were based outside the European Union, had begun stealing Bitcoin, and in fact stole all the Bitcoin
What?
from NiceHash. All NiceHash Bitcoin gone. 4,700 Bitcoins to be specific, which is quite a lot, especially if you consider the current...
What's that, like, it's over 10,000 now, right?
You haven't been keeping an eye
It's
on
like at
Bitcoin.
it's like at 20,000, huh?
I don't know what it peaked at, but it was. I know.
I remember hearing 18
I know it
at
broke
some
17.
point.
I don't know if it was up above 18 or not.
No, I don't keep up with it much because I don't mine it, and I don't want to be tempted to mine
Right now,
by
according to
seeing it continue going up.
right now, according to Google, it is 17,749.
Okay, so yeah, almost about 18.
Which would mean
Holy crap! It's definitely over 9,000.
So-
That's for sure. So what is that? Do the math. That's
that would mean that
18,000 times
4,700
4,700.
Bitcoin is, at least right now, is $83 million.
Oh my god!
$83.42 million.
I mean, we had to have
which is a lot.
foreseen this coming with a
Yeah.
digital currency, right?
That's pretty
And
crazy.
just how
Well,
hacking
this
has
is
been.
This is not. I mean, there have been cryptocurrency related websites and services that have been hacked before. This is definitely not the first time this
Well,
has
yeah.
happened.
Well, yeah.
In fact, the
But
article.
holy crap!
Uh,
This has to be one of the. Is this the biggest heist
It's
for
like-
crypto mining? I feel like
I
83
can't-
million.
I can't say that for sure just off the top of my head, but it's also one of those things that it's relative to the price right now. The price has gone up so fast
Yeah.
that it can make things sound more impressive, because you can see like, oh, it's $83 million or whatever like that. Yeah, I mean, at the time of the writing of this article, they said $80 million worth. So there you go.
Holy shit!
But yeah, that sucks for anyone who was using NiceHash and who had a balance there. There are reports that NiceHash users will be reimbursed, and Mr. Marco Cabal, who is the chief executive at NiceHash, has, after a bit of sort of freaked out silence when things started to appear to have gone wrong, has spoken out about it. There is an article on Tweaktown, which I didn't want to load up on your computer because I don't want Tweaktown's website using your system to do cryptocurrency mining,
Thank you.
because I'm sorry, but that's what they're doing.
I know.
Every time I go to Tweaktown, like,
yeah,
the fans spin up and everything like that, and you know they're all about crypto.
That's actually really shitty.
So anyway,
I don't know if I agree with that.
But Tweaktown has an article that says NiceHash is supposed to be. It says they're going to reimburse everyone. Who knows if that's actually going to happen or not? But the article I linked is from BBC, and at the end of the article, there are other recent controversies involving digital currency, including the firm behind digital currency Tether, who said close to 31 million's worth of its tokens was stolen. The code bug in Ethereum digital wallets blamed last month for freezing more than $150 million worth of Ethereum or Ether. South Korean exchange BitHum says that one of its employees' PCs had been hacked in June. Several customers reported follow-up scam calls and stuff. Anyway, Technoscope says you should download anti-miner extension to stop mining on your rig. Okay.
Sure.
I mean, that was bound to happen, and I'm glad someone's working on a solution for that for websites that are choosing to do that.
What's it called? Anti-miner?
Anti-miner.
I bet it's just a program that actually mines your computer.
It'd be nice. It'd be nice if this also seems like something like Chrome, like the Chrome and Firefox should implement. Is just blocking.
Like a nice
because
extension.
it does not seem like a legitimate use of
ad block, mine block. Right next to ad block, you'll have mine block. Everyone go download that fictional extension.
You just go to a website and you get all the pop-ups. It's like, hey, we have cookies, and we're gonna spy on you. Let us know your location. Give us access to mine on your system, and
no. How about no?
Sign up for our newsletter. That's just any website you go to. That'll be standard.
It's ridiculous.
All right. So I do have.
How do I get involved?
Since these are kind of mini segments, they're not really mini segments. I'm making this up as I go along. But I did make a straw poll, so we can do a brief Ask the Audience here, Kyle, even though that's not technically a segment.
Yep.
But we're going to do a quick Ask the Audience, and if you guys want to vote in our quick straw poll, I'm kind of curious, how many of you guys are actually involved in this whole Bitcoin thing? So how many of you guys have the Bitcoins? The question is, do you have Bitcoin?
Just waiting to be stolen.
You can say no, not at all. Less than 1, 1 to 10, 10 to 100, 100 plus, or maybe you don't have Bitcoin, but you got some other cryptocurrency going on. So I think that should cover just about everybody. But we'll come back to this in just a minute, and Kyle and I will guess what your answers are. It's going to be epic.
1 million Bitcoin.
Right. Let's move on. Nvidia, just this past week, announced and immediately launched, it was like the announcements, launchments, immediate, both things of the Titan Volta. Titan V. Titan V, the V is for Volta. And a few people have gotten their hands on it so far. It doesn't seem, as far as I can tell, like Nvidia really did any sampling of this, because I believe Gamers Nexus either bought this.
No, or it was sent to them by someone on Twitter.
From Bitsby Trippin'?
Yes.
They got it from Bitsby Trippin'.
The Strawpolls not working, the link's not working, so do you want to make a new one?
Not?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
And also, some people are saying that the audio is a little too low.
Too low still?
A little bit, yeah.
Alright, well Paul does that.
I just copied it from here.
Volume.
See if this helps at all.
Yeah, I just copied it from there, so that's got to be.
Can I have this one?
What is that?
The Pilsner.
Well, I want a sip of it.
Alright.
If you're gonna just steal our beer, it's gifted to us by our friend John.
John was like, "You guys have this beer, but it's only for you, not for Heather."
No.
I specifically remember him
We
saying
can't really
that.
say that because Heather was also
He
part of the email. So.
Said it's for me.
All right, there's the straw poll again. It definitely works. I just loaded it up.
Good.
So
Thanks, honey. Wifey sauce, everyone. Wifey sauce.
That was weird. Alrighty. The delay is weird. Okay, so what was I talking about? Titan. The Titan V.
Titan V?
Yeah, so
Titan
the Titan V is pretty crazy. It's
gold.
$3,000.
Gold!
Is how much they are charging for it.
It's made of gold!
And I believe Gamers Nexus has the most like actual hands-on coverage with this so
They're saying
far.
it's still broken.
I think they're trolling.
Oh. They fooled me.
Yeah. Don't troll wifey sauce, guys.
Do not troll the wife.
Anyway, They tested 3D Mark time spy on it. They also did a little bit of overclocking. You can see some of the charts here. The only thing that was kind of hanging anywhere close to it in some situations was Vega 64 and Crossfire situations. And then they were looking at a little bit more specifically at some of the underlying graphics tests, not just overall score and stuff like that. And if you guys want a bit more in depth, if you haven't already watched it, check out Steve's video where he does a much better job of explaining all this stuff. Now, the Titan... You okay?
I'm really hoping that was just an isolated incident, and I'm not going to continue burping like you did that one time.
It's all right. No, I mean, I've never seen you actually come down with that.
It happens very rarely, but it does happen.
Are you pounding your beer?
I don't know. I took like a small sip of Heather's beer, and I suddenly got a hiccup. Hopefully it goes away.
Okay.
Carry on.
Yeah, the link doesn't work. I don't know what to tell you guys. Go to Strawpolls.
It doesn't. I just looked at the results, and the results are there. So
the results are there.
They're getting
some people.
Yeah.
14609,546. Just go type that into Strawpoll.
Yeah.
I'm sure everyone will do that. Anyway, specs are pretty crazy. It's got 12 gigs of HBM2 memory, 21.1 billion transistors on the GV100 GPU. And it's got 5,120 CUDA cores, 640 tensor cores. The tensor cores are for deep learning and AI, specifically.
Tensor cores.
That's what this card's all about. It is a workstation card. It can do some gaming, and Steve's benchmarking was... They're trying to sort of tease out what Volta is capable of, because Volta, of course, the architecture will be implemented in other GPUs, mainstream GPUs that we'll all be able to get our hands on, hopefully for less than $3,000. So there's definitely some interesting stuff to look at, even though this card isn't necessarily practical for most people.
What was it? Like 20 to 25% faster than a 1080 Ti? Is what I was saying.
If you're looking strictly at the gaming performance,
for gaming,
yes.
Yeah.
If you look at it like scaling the teraflops, how many? I forget what the teraflop number was. It has like 11 teraflops or
10 to 11,
something like that. If you look at that and you look at the price of like a Titan XP, it kind of scales. Like it's almost like you could be like, well, I guess that's why they charge $3,000 for it.
Right.
So there's some. If you want to take the stance of an Nvidia marketing or sales rep, and as far as why they think it's worth $3,000, there is some argument to be made there.
Sure.
I guess is what we're saying. They also did some. They tested in Doom. They did some overclocking.
Offset. 200 megahertz offset.
In the first page of the article, they did the chart where they do their overclock stepping. So they start with the GPU. And they crank the clock speed up a little bit at a time, and eventually they start to hit artifacts or driver crash or whatever. So in that, they were able to get up to upper 1700s, low 1800s, and then they moved over to the memory, cranked that up from, it starts at 850 megahertz. They were able to get it up to about 1026, I believe, before they started hitting some artifacts. But it does seem like they were able to top off the GPU overclock. So they're hitting around 1927 peak, 1830s, looks like 1875, 1830s. So mid 1800s as far as actual average core clock. So, a decent amount of overclocking capability. And even a nice little bump on the HBM2 memory there as well.
Nice.
And it did also show some performance gains as well. 1.7 gigabits per second HBM2 memory, 3072-bit bus. The bandwidth on the HBM memory is just insane. 653 gigabytes per second. And then the card overall has a 250 watt TDP, one 8-pin and one 6-pin power PCI Express graphics power connector, and again $3,000. What is going on with the?
I don't know.
Very confused.
Creepy.
Confused.
Very creepy.
So yeah, everyone go out buy Titan Volta. That's the
just take that $3,000 you have lying around in your house. That spare $3,000, put it to something useful. Invest in Volta.
Yeah, I'm expecting at least 3 of them to arrive. Actually, I got a shipping thing because I think Nvidia is sending me like a, Christmas. They send out a little Christmas
package thing. Yeah.
But it's like I got the notification. I was like, What's Nvidia
What are they sending me?
Is it a Titan Volta? Is it one of the Star Wars Edition 1080 Ti's? No, it's a Christmas ornament.
It's a Christmas ornament.
Or at least that's what the labeling says.
Or you know, it'd be a
maybe
dick
it's
move.
maybe it's
like a mini. What if it's a mini Titan V, like as an ornament? But it, like the shipping, it says like the tracking says like Titan V, and you get it, and it's actually just the ornament of. That'd be kind of disappointing. That'd be a dick move, Nvidia. Thanks for the ornament, though.
Hey, it's very thoughtful of them to send a nice.
No, it is.
Christmas ornament.
It is. Titan V would be more thoughtful, though.
Definitely, definitely appreciate that.
Like that much more thought.
All right. Timing-wise, the Volta launch may or may not have been specifically intended to squash AMD's news for this weekend. Who knows? But AMD has just launched Radeon software Adrenalin.
Adrenalin!
So if you haven't been following the way AMD does their driver updates over the past 3 years since Radeon Technologies Group became a thing, they do yearly big updates. So they were using Radeon software Crimson for the past year. So we've been using Radeon software Adrenalin is the follow-up to that. It is named after the Adrenalin Rose.
Random.
In case you were wondering.
I didn't even know there was a rose named Adrenalin.
Old tidbit. Yeah, I didn't know that either. There is a full interview with Scott Wasson and Mr. Ryan Shrout over here on PC Perspective in the article. Actually, Scott Wasson also came out and talked to me about this a little bit. Although I did make a video. This video I'm making on it right now. That's what this video is. So
it counts.
There's two things that you may be most interested as far as new features that are introduced. The Radeon overlay is one of them. So this is kind of cool. I'm gonna actually get so we can. Why can't I see this image? There's the overlay, sort of. So it's an on-screen display thing that you can pull up while you're in game. You can use a hotkey, pulls it up, allows you to access graphics card monitoring tools as well as driver settings without having to leave the game or do Alt-Tab. And you can see here it's got access to Radeon Relive, performance monitoring, Radeon Chill, Radeon frame rate, target control, FreeSync, and color, which is pretty useful. So color adjustments that you do with this, for example, can change the way the game appears to you. But if you're doing screen cap or streaming or something like that, it won't change the way the game appears to other people. So you can set, for instance, Dimitri, Hardware Connects did a video on this too, and Dimitri said, like if you want to make it really warm so you get less eye fatigue, for example, you can do that, but it's not necessarily going to affect the capture, that kind of thing.
Right.
Also gives you access to stuff a little bit easier, like Radeon Chill, which is something that seems like a cool feature, but maybe not something that lots of people have actually tried out. Chill has been around before, but they've enhanced it and they've added compatibility with a bunch of new games, which is useful, but it's a power saving feature. So if you're playing a game and the software can tell that there's not a lot of movement and not a lot of change in the screen going on during the game, it'll downclock the graphics card to be able to, it'll maintain the frame rate and everything, but it downclocks the card. Actually, it doesn't maintain the frame rate, but you see no difference.
Right.
But it uses less power.
Exactly.
That's the upshot. I'm not doing a good job of describing that.
No, yeah, I gotcha.
But a cool feature if you are concerned about your power usage, or even a situation like maybe most graphics cards will now throttle themselves a little bit once they start to get too warm. So something like that can keep your card from getting too warm, and then maybe even get yourself a little bit of more performance out of it as well. Possibly, potentially.
I should check that out. I should check out some Radeon Chill.
Yeah.
See how it does. I have not had any hands-on experience with it yet.
Yeah, you can also do a performance overlay with it. So you can turn on performance monitoring and show some in-game metrics and stuff like that. So you can show frame rates and GPU usage and that kind of thing. It is limited in the layout configuration. Dimitri said you couldn't actually move stuff around, so you kind of got to go with the layout that they put. But still, a nice feature to have, something that lots of people like to use if you want to play the game, but also keep an eye on your system performance at the same time. There is also an app. So that's the second sort of probably thing that people might be most interested. May or may not. Who knows? It's called AMD Link. It's compatible with iOS as well as Android, I believe. And basically it gives you a connection between your smartphone, the app, and your computer. and access to the same tools that you would have access via the software. Yeah, it allows you to monitor and control Radeon software. Use a QR code to activate it via a Wi-Fi connection. And Ryan said that the interface is clean and that they thought it was pretty decent. There isn't much in the way of performance increases with this launch. This is more of a feature set update.
Yeah.
And sort of also, you know, them just continuing to update the overall capabilities of what the Radeon software can do. So Radeon software Adrenalin is what you'll be hearing about updates to this year.
I heard there was a big push with like social media integration with it too. No?
There is some social media integration with it, but then in Dimitri's video, he said it wasn't actually functioning properly. So it wasn't a whole lot to speak to there. But yeah, you can use it, for instance, to stream to YouTube or to stream to Twitch, for example. But that is something that might need a little bit more, perhaps a little bit more polish. Also, frame rate target control is kind of a cool function. You can use it in a situation, again, this is kind of a power saving type feature. If you're playing a game that doesn't necessarily need to run at 144 frames per second, if you're playing like, you know, I don't know, Civilization or just a game that you don't need that really fast update of every single frame, turn on frame rate target control. You can tell it where you want to cap your frame rate at, and it's actually a better solution than VSync. So it's a little bit more flexible. And again, good for power saving. So there you go.
Cool.
Radeon software Adrenalin. Anyone who has AMD graphics cards should get it. Alright, a couple more things to talk about. I have a feeling my half is going to be a little on the short side today, but it's okay. Some updates from Synaptics. They have announced the world's first in-display fingerprint sensor. They say it's going to launch with a top 5, quote-unquote, smartphone OEM. So is that like Apple and LG and who else?
Everyone who has a fingerprint sensor?
HTC. No, a top 5 smartphone OEM.
Yeah. Samsung, LG.
Samsung.
Apple, Google now, I would say.
Yeah, I guess, since they're supposed to be manufacturing their own. I don't know if they still qualify as a manufacturer, but
OnePlus? Is OnePlus a manufacturer?
Yeah, you have to look at market share and stuff like that. But
yeah,
point is, it's you touch you got the fingerprint sensor and it's part of the screen. That's the point.
Okay.
There we go. Look, see? That's how it works. So instead of having to put a fingerprint sensor somewhere on the actual phone, somewhere separate or whatever,
it would be cool if it was just an area. Instead of just like a single spot on your screen, like it looks like it is there, if it was just like the lower third of your entire phone screen is a giant fingerprint sensor. So it doesn't really matter if you pull your phone out with your left or right hand. If you just place it in the general area to unlock it, that'd be cool. Yeah, it says it integrates a otherwise what's the point?
Complete security stack with AES encryption, a variety of authentication features, but it does seem to be it is localized. It's something that's situated underneath the display glass. So it wouldn't
just put the button underneath the glass.
It wouldn't be like I can just put my finger anywhere on my screen to unlock, like, because that would be useful. That'd be pretty easy too. Like wherever you're at, just enroll your thumb and you just put your thumb on your screen.
Right. Yeah.
That would be cool. That'd be pretty nice. But yeah, it doesn't seem like it works like that. So it sucks.
Lame. What's the benefit? I guess just ease of use.
It's just saving space, I imagine.
Saving space. Yeah, because you don't need the electronics for the button on the back or whatever. That makes sense.
But yeah, it says it could end up in all sorts of phones in 2018. But given the hints here, they wouldn't be surprised if the Samsung Galaxy S9 was one of the first. They said the Galaxy S8's rear-mounted fingerprint sensor debacle might be leading to that, and possibly something that Samsung might want to put out there to show that they've taken things to the next level. There we go. Synaptics. Fingerprint sensor. All right. We have quite a few friends who make YouTube videos, and a lot of them
we have friends
are suffering. Yeah, I have to reinforce that.
Yeah.
A lot of them are suffering right now under the authoritarian heel of YouTube demonetization.
Yep.
Rampant YouTube demonetization. So this story is maybe, potentially, possibly about an answer to that. Again, potentially, possibly. And also this story is one that's appeared a few different places, phrased a few different ways. The TechCrunch, I guess, had to update their article, or at least did update their title, because they're not hiring 10,000 content moderators. They're increasing their content moderation and enforcement staff headcount to 10,000.
What are they at now?
I don't know.
9,950.
Yeah, I mean, if they've already got 9,000 and they're upping it to 10, then it's not that big. Yeah, they said YouTube reached out to clarify its hiring numbers. This team includes a mix of different specialists working on these issues, majority who are content reviewers, but the number also includes other policy specialists who review and take action on content, engineers building and refining the machine learning technologies, and policy specialists training our machine learning algorithms.
So does this mean that there are actually real people watching our YouTube videos and either flagging them or like unflagging them after like personally reviewing them?
Well,
because it doesn't seem like there's any real person at YouTube watching our videos.
The way it works for channels that are above a certain number of subscribers is that they have to, like, if it gets flagged, then they can apply for manual review.
Yeah.
And then someone looks at it, and then they say it's okay usually. Right?
Yeah.
Like from what I've heard, if there's nothing wrong with it.
Right.
So that's when someone actually looks at it.
I see.
Yeah.
I was unaware that it was actually a real person looking at it. But yeah, I guess that would make sense.
Yeah, I mean, from my understanding. But
that makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, there's no real way to be sure right now what's causing the automatic demonetization in the first place, whether it's something that's just like, oh, all of these channels, all of their videos, they just automatically demonetized.
Right.
Or whether it's something to do with the channel history or keywords or something in the description or like, who knows?
Yeah.
It's just Google's AI and it does what it wants now. But
and it sucks.
You have to hope that if they are actually increasing headcount and enforcement staff, it seems like they have no other choice but to do that, because they have to hit some kind of balance between supporting the content creators who are making content to go on the website, because if they don't have that content, then they don't draw viewers. The viewers are what they need, because the viewers, your eyeballs, are what they sell to the advertisers.
Right.
And that's how they make the money. But the advertisers don't want your eyeballs watching their ads if it's right before a video that's offensive in some way.
Sure.
Which isn't unreasonable.
That's why we had the whole Adpocalypse earlier this year.
Yes.
Where
Which is and this is sort of the ongoing fallout from that. So it does seem like, you need that human intelligence at some level to like look at things and be like, oh, these are hardware unboxed text.
These are benchmark videos.
Steve has never uttered
undemonetized these.
A bad word in his life, as far as we can tell. So and yeah, like, I don't know, stuff like that. So hopefully this helps. I guess that's all we can really say about this. And I guess somewhat good news that it seems like they are.
Have you ever watched a hardware unboxed video to the very end though? I'd imagine like after
oh, that's where he puts in all the outtakes.
Yeah, after like 5 minutes of like just black silence, it's probably cuts to Steve like, yeah, all the outtakes were just like, motherfucker, just like beating his kids. Oh yeah. Just like shoving his wife out the window and stuff. I never stay for that.
That's what it's like when you run a tech channel in Australia.
Hey, Aussies gotta pay the bill somehow. Gotta let that rage out.
Steve's pretty hardcore.
Makes sense. You should be ashamed of yourself, Steve.
Speaking of content creators on YouTube, what's your? I've been wanting to get your opinion on this whole Patreon thing, Kyle.
Yes, I'm. Well, honestly,
you hate it? Abandoning? Give it up?
It seems kind of sketchy to me. It definitely seems like a cash grab on Patreon's side.
Kind of does.
I don't know. It's like they're solving one problem and creating another. Because I guess the whole deal was we're trying to give, like Patreon as a company, they're trying to give more money back to the creator. But in doing that, they're actually charging a 35% service fee for all the patrons. So now the patrons are getting screwed. So
Yeah.
even if you're a $1 patron, I'm only paying $1 because that's all I can afford because I'm a student in college or high school or whatever.
This is their chart, by the way. Their chart
It's
is
their
trying
chart.
to be like, look how much more money the creators make.
Yeah, that's kind of a bullshit chart though.
But that's gonna suck because like your dollar donations, it's like many small donations are kind of the bread and butter for Patreon, right? Like that's what you want to get, because you're not going to get a ton of people who are all going to be willing to donate 50 or 100 bucks a month. It's not going to happen.
Right.
So the dollar donations is where it's at. In this new situation, it's 35 cents per fee,
Yeah.
and it's also dinging people who have multiple patrons or who patronize.
Who are
That
patrons
sounds like they're
of
making
multiple
fun of them.
creators.
Who are patrons of multiple creators. So whereas before, if you had 10 creators and you gave them each $1,
Yeah, now
you would get charged $10 and it would be a single transaction fee. Now you're getting charged a transaction fee for every
Right.
single one of those.
It's an additional $3.50, right?
Yeah. So now your $10 donation now
It's $13.50.
now something
Which is
is
a lot.
$13.50, or
Right?
is it
It's
$13.50, or is
I'm
your $10 donation now only like $7 of that is going towards the patrons, and then $3 of that is going towards Patreon?
Oh yeah, maybe that's it.
Yeah. So, but either way,
Either way, yeah. And it's I kind of see the sort of way that Patreon's doing it is like they're charging a flat percentage rate. The service fee is just a flat 35% for what I know. So that means like if you're like $100, and I get why they're doing it. It's to cover the transaction fees, because transaction fees are a royal pain in the ass. They're literally like robbery. And that's why you see, like, when you go to restaurants or like liquor stores, they have a minimum. If you're going to use a credit card, it's a $5 minimum, because we're getting charged out the ass just for you swiping that thing. And Patreon's like, holy shit, we have this community is built off of $1 donors or $1 patrons, and we're losing a shit ton of that money from transaction fees. So let's charge them a flat 35% rate. But the thing is like there are a lot of other patrons who are donating more than that dollar. They're donating $100, $50, $20, but yet they're still being charged, to my knowledge, the same 35% rate, which is going to be covering way more than their transaction fee, right? If you're donating $100 to your favorite creator, the transaction fee is not going to be 35%. It's not going to be $35. So basically, Patreon, that's extra money that's just floating there that now Patreon gets to pocket. So I feel like this is sort of a way for them to increase their revenue very sneakily by sort of marketing it as, well, we really care about the creators and that's why we're doing this. So, I mean, I can't say for sure, but it seems that's the way it's going. And, obviously it's not the best plan because people are dropping left and right from the platform. First, the patrons are dropping because they're like, fuck no, I'm not going to pay $1.35 when I was paying on multiple accounts to multiple creators, and then the patrons,
actually,
and then the creators drop out.
You're right. According to this, under the current system, if you pledge $1, you pay $1. Once the change takes place, if you pledge $1, you pay $1.38.
Okay, $1.38. Shit.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So that's
Right.
I mean,
so
granted, that's looking at the worst case scenario of a dollar pledge.
right.
But dollar pledges are often like those are key. Like a dollar pledge is something that is tenable, is something that like an individual who is not independently wealthy or something like that could afford.
Yeah.
To like give a little something to a creator that they admire and they appreciate the work their work of.
Right.
But yeah. So
people are saying it's actually 35 cents, not 35%.
35 cents.
So
yes.
that actually makes a difference.
Were you saying percentage? I wasn't.
I was saying percentage. I was thinking
service fee.
I said if that's correct, not saying that I admitted that that's the truth.
It is a 2.9% service fee plus 35-cent charge per transaction.
Okay, but the same thing that I said still applies.
Yeah.
Just not maybe as great of a scale, but still, if you're paying $20, $50 to a creator, you're still getting that 2.9% is going to more than cover whatever transaction fee is attached to that donation, and it's still the remainder is still being pocketed by Patreon. So it's like, yeah, creators are winning now, if you don't include all of the patrons that just dropped from the platform completely, but the company's kind of winning too. And I think that's also what this is about. So it just seems a little sketchy. Like, it doesn't seem wholly transparent what Patreon's plan in all of this and what their motive is in all of this.
So this
they're being half true. They're being half honest.
The new service fee changes go into effect on the 18th, so a week from yesterday, and we'll keep an eye on it. We'll see if Patreon is able to maintain its popularity despite these changes, or if this is the type of thing that people see as just a little too much of an overreach, given that they are, I mean, they're definitely the most popular Patreon. Like, what is a Patreon? Like, what is that? Like, there are Patreon alternatives, and there's
Floatplane.
And there's definitely Patreon alternatives who should be seriously considering, making a push right now. That Patreon is suffering from some bad press, but that's what I'm saying is, it sucks for Patreon to have gotten so popular, for so many people to have joined it and been like, wow, look at this site and what it's doing for creators and their ability to make a living off of what they do and stuff like that. And then for them to go and change stuff in a way that looks like they're just trying to kind of get more money out of the process.
Right. And I think a lot of it has to do, or some of it at least, has to do with the fact that they were just, like, a bunch of venture capitalists came in with Patreon recently, right? And they evaluated the company at like $400+ million, which I guess would put a lot of pressure on Patreon to up their revenue and stuff. So I feel like they're feeling a lot of pressure right now from all these venture capitalists that are dumping loads of money into their company. But I mean,
well,
I don't know.
We could talk about capitalism, but instead,
capitalism's depressing.
But instead,
Let's move on.
Let's move on to selling our products.
By the way, did we ever circle back to the Bitcoin mining survey?
No, we didn't.
Okay.
I feel bad about that. Everyone said that the link didn't work, so
no, it definitely works.
Right.
I took a.
I need new beer though. Too.
Yes.
That's
what would you like?
I get to break into my popcorn too.
What options we have? We have the Dirty Mayor, which is a citizen cider. Ooh, that sounds good.
A cider.
A cider. Looks like we also have this guy, which is the Alchemist tea, the Alchemist Vermont, which is heady and topper. It's 8%. I don't know what kind. Oh, it's an American double IPA.
I see.
It's there, and then we also have
ginger cider.
Mosaic, which looks like it's 5.5, so it's probably a lighter beer.
Okay.
So.
I'm kind of interested in this cider, actually.
Honestly, take the cider and let me know how it is, because I'm sure it's good.
Ingredients: 100% locally sourced apple cider, ginger, lemon peel. That's all.
I like ciders, and I don't care who knows it. I'm a cider fan.
Naturally gluten-free.
Not to be confused with Spider fan.
So again, going back to our little straw poll, our Ask the Audience straw poll. Do you have the Bitcoins?
Do you have all the Bitcoins?
Kyle, what do you think here? Where do you think our audience will land? What will be the number one answer?
Are any of these answers like cop-out answers that I can't choose? Or can I choose any of them?
No, you can go with any of them. They're all perfectly legitimate. It's either I have none at all, I have less than 1 to 10, 10 to 100, 100 plus, or no Bitcoin, but I do have other, maybe you've got Ethereum or Litecoin was going off.
Litecoin.
Anyone jumping on that Litecoin?
Litecoin.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, I think I would say the majority of our viewers are crypto broke, like me and you, because mainly because I see more complaints about crypto mining in the comments than I do comments supporting mining. Do you know what I mean? Like, I see everyone's like, anytime someone or any other YouTuber does a video on crypto mining in any way that supports it, it's like, we're going to build a crypto mining. Like, all the comments are super negative. And there's a huge backlash. I haven't seen anyone in my comments personally saying, like, hey, you should do a crypto mining build or something like that. So I would imagine most people are just trying to use GPUs for gaming. What's happening?
Sorry, several people in chat are having aneurysms because the heady topper. which now
Oh.
that they say it, what did you say, Heady Topper?
I did.
I didn't click with me. I have heard of Heady Topper. I'm familiar with Heady Topper.
What the hell's Heady Topper?
It's a very, very popular and well-known IPA.
Like a type of IPA or a brand of IPA?
Like a brand. Like it's it's like
Heady Topper. From where? Vermont?
it's from Vermont. All of these are from Vermont.
We're on the West Coast. I mean, we're super West Coast. I've
Okay.
never heard of. I've
All
never
right, well,
seen that beer
for anyone in
on a
for anyone
menu.
for anyone in chat who's getting upset. We're gonna have you'll drink the Heady Topper next. Is that
Yeah,
okay with you?
sure.
Okay.
Yeah, fuck
Kyle
yeah.
will drink the Heady Topper next.
That was my next choice.
I'm sure you'll immediately just jizz everywhere. So I don't know what will happen after that.
I said.
Yeah.
Wait. Is it Heady Topper or Heady and Topper?
Heady Topper.
Okay.
Heady Topper,
I thought that
yes.
was an ampersand.
No,
At first
no.
glance, I mean, I was like just looking in the fridge. There's a little weird symbol in between Heady and Topper, and it looks like an ampersand at first glance. So I said Heady and Topper.
Heady Topper is up there with like the damn it, the
Pliny.
yeah, the Pliny the Elder. It's one of those that's
Really?
kind of legendary, well known, and you got to drink it straight from the can. And all
I've
that.
heard of Heady and Topper like that. It's not the first time I've heard that word or name, but I just did not. I have no recollection of what
Well,
it
that's
was
really
or meant.
tasty. Wow,
Is it good?
it's because it's ginger.
Ginger
there's lemon,
cider?
There's lemon there too. Oh,
Lemon ginger?
that was a flavor. That was a ride. I just
Flavor-
went on a wild ride of flavor.
Flavor journey.
Because at first I was like cider, and then I was like, oh, it's got that ginger in there, and like I've
then
been
the
I've been
lemon.
developing a taste for ginger. My wife loves ginger.
I love ginger.
So I've been developing, and then I was like, oh, I like the ginger, and then as I was sort of enjoying the pleasant balance between the two, suddenly lemon was like, hey, we're here. I'm here too with the lemon, and
then I was like,
Yeah.
the snozberries taste like snozberries.
that was coming next.
There's another one in there, so I'll probably drink that one
Yeah,
soon too.
that's actually quite good. Okay.
This oatmeal stout though.
Yeah.
Really
yeah, that was
solid.
Really good.
Really good.
Almost that as well.
Hot
All right,
damn.
so sorry. What did you say? You were.
I'm saying that everyone's crypto broke.
All right. Crypto broke.
Most of our
is what Kyle is saying.
Peeps are not mining.
I'm gonna say less. Gosh. I probably would have picked that too if I had to choose, but I'll say less than 1 Bitcoin,
The second most popular answer, perhaps.
because I feel like if you've got some, I feel like if you have other cryptocurrency, usually other cryptocurrencies you buy and sell via like you traded the other cryptocurrency for Bitcoin and then you cash out the Bitcoin.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
usually how that works. So,
Right.
all right, I'm gonna say less than 1.
Okay.
See what people say.
No Bitcoin. And yeah, wow. 69%.
Almost
The magic number.
7 out of 10.
Hot
And
damn.
I did choose correctly with
You
less
did.
than 1 Bitcoin.
Did the best you could.
So that is 69, 79. That's 85%
Yeah. Only 15%.
who have nothing or less than 1 Bitcoin, and even 96% who have. I mean, I guess other cryptocurrency. Maybe you might have a lot of other cryptocurrency. But anyway, so yeah,
All the Dogecoin in the world.
obviously still slightly a niche.
And 7 people
Undertaking.
who have 100 plus Bitcoins are liars.
Oh yeah, I have 100 plus Bitcoins, bitches.
I'd be surprised if one of those was true. Maybe 2. Maybe 2. I'll give you 2. But I think also you throwing in the word bitches kind of
It drew people to
drew
that.
people
like,
in.
oh, it's a curse word to click it.
It's funny.
Yeah. So I mean,
All
if
right.
you had 100 Bitcoins, I mean,
You'd be a millionaire.
millionaire.
No. Sorry. You'd be rich. You'd be pretty
No,
wealthy.
you would be a millionaire.
You would, right?
100 Bitcoins would be
100 times-
1.75 million right
100
now.
times 10,000.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
all you need it to be is valued at 10,000. So yeah,
Crazy.
hella millionaire.
That's crazy. All right, guys, that is all for my prepared remarks for this half of Awesome Hardware. We're going to quickly run down the donations that people have made in chat. I thought I saw a $100 donation in there, which is
Woo!
crazy. I was probably
Woo!
delirious for a second, but here we go. And also,
Woo!
Sel, thank you for being here and
Thanks, Sal.
and moderating. As always, we love you. Joseph T with the $5 donation. What a shit. This is, I don't know what this is. Watashita shina biru o nomu. Is that, can you pronounce that, Kyle? You're kind of Asian.
Watashita shina biru o nomu.
Is that
414 represent. 13 days till I finish my PC upgrade. It means that you are going to die tomorrow.
you're gonna die tomorrow?
That's what it says.
Is this something with Death Note or something?
Yep.
All right.
He wrote us in the book.
Well,
Clearly. His real name is
I'm
Light
curious-
Yagami.
I'm curious what language is that? Japanese?
I
If
honestly
I had
don't
to
know.
guess, I'd say Japanese, but I'm not sure.
It's not from my
right.
native tribe.
Well, thank you, Joe, and I wish you the best of luck with
Thanks,
your
Joe.
PC upgrade upcoming. Pup Shepherd, $5.69. Sent Kyle a mug.
Mug.
Please keep an eye out for the mail time.
I will. I haven't checked my PO box in a long time, but I will.
I haven't either. I feel like there might be too much
It's
stuff there
overflowing,
because it's the
probably.
holiday season. People like
yeah.
to do gifts, but I'll check it. We'll do mail time next week.
Yep.
I promise there's nothing that would get your video demonetized. Feel free to sub to my YouTube.
Nice, pup.
I don't know.
Appreciate
maybe recommending that people sub to Pup's YouTube might get our video demonetized. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it goes that deep. It's alright. Everyone goes.
Barnacle tried that one time.
Everyone go sub to Pup's YouTube.
Check him out on Twitter.
It's an experience.
Yep.
18 plus. Automatic Matt.
18 plus.
Automatic Matt. $10 donation. Hey guys, back from boot camp. Oh my God!
Holy crap!
I'm in my AIT training for servers for the army.
Remember the last donation he did? He was like, "I'm going off to boot camp."
I know.
Like, remember
I feel
that?
like that was quick.
Yeah,
that
it was.
fast? Is boot camp like they just? I don't know. Then again, like my perception of the passage of time is
It's probably not one to be.
it gets worse and worse as
It
I get
does.
older, which is confusing. So
Yeah.
like, was that a month ago or was that like 5
2
months
years
ago?
ago.
I could be.
That was 2012. Paul.
It's like wow. Okay.
We're losing our minds. But hey, congrats. That
yeah,
means you
definitely
survived,
congrats.
clearly. So that's a huge achievement. Automatic Matt, thank you very much for the inspiration and the donation.
I hope they did not break your spirit.
Doesn't seem like they did.
Probably not.
Heli Dragon 510 for the $10 and 2 cents.
All right.
Gotta get that 2 cents in there.
Yep.
Paul, you suggested I upgrade my Linux box to a Ryzen 3 instead of upgrading my second Gen i5 2320 so I can put my 1700 in it when I upgrade my gaming PC. I did it! Ryzen 3 1300X. Hashtag Ryzen all the things.
Beautiful. Excellent.
There you go.
Heli Dragon, I'm not sure if you're already familiar with the Level 1 Tech's channel, but they've been doing a lot of stuff
They're
with Ryzen
good.
and Linux specifically, and they do a lot of Linux stuff. Like, you're probably already familiar, and you're like, yeah, I know. But if you're not, definitely check that out, because,
For sure.
yeah, a lot of the Linux things with Ryzen.
They're Linux
pretty cool.
gods.
Scott Dilbeck 666. Live stream was great, fellas. I stuck around for 8-ish hours of it. Damn,
Nice.
Scott. Hell yeah. Paul, have the dogs been in your new truck yet? And finish the HTPC. Kyle, stay pimpin'. I actually do have some good ideas for the HTPC. It's been evolving in my mind, although I haven't been doing any actual work on it. But I think you guys will be happy when I actually do get to the next step.
Most of the work is
But
done in here.
But I
after
know
all.
it's been a while. But I do have a plan, and I'm moving forward with it, albeit slowly. And the dogs, Nori hasn't been in the truck, but when we did the fan meetup at the beginning of November, my wife brought the dogs, and Hero got to jump up and go in the truck, and he loved
yeah.
it. He was like, I just want to hang out here all the time. So
Little-
Hero loves
Little
trucks.
doggy corner.
Tom's
Bremsmith.
Tom's Bremsmith.
50 Norwegian krona. Watched whole 12-hour live stream.
Damn.
Hell yeah. Cheers. It was awesome. By the way, I'm arguing with wife where Dimitri lives. Canada or Russia? Hashtag anti-Hitler. Hashtag Civ 6.
the anti-Hitler.
Anti-Hitler.
That was when I shaved my beard, I did the anti-Hitler.
Where Dimitri lives?
Dimitri actually
Brussels?
lives in Europe right now. Is
He's
he
still in Brussels?
Yeah,
I
he's
think.
in Belgium or
maybe it's Belgium.
I don't.
He's a world traveler. He's like a
Yeah.
little nomad. He just travels all over the place.
But I believe he's in Europe.
Today we bring you unboxing from Russia. Tomorrow could be Pennsylvania.
He is Russian.
He is.
By,
He's super Russian.
by original nationality or whatever. So
He's originally from Russia.
but he's not in Canada. Eber's in Canada.
Yeah, Eber. Eber's all A,
It's a very
B.
international crew.
C.
The Harbor Canucks.
They are. They're very well versed.
But
flavor.
and Tom's, thank you for hanging out for that whole live stream.
Colorful.
That was crazy. It was lots of fun.
Oh yeah, Brussels is in Belgium. Haha. I knew that. I totally knew that.
That was another one of those times where you said something and then I said something and I was like, I'm pretty sure I know that, but
Never trust my word on
just
geography.
not quite enough to immediately
shut it down
but
and correct me. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Sorry.
chat. We can always rely on you for being sober and stuff.
Just stick with the very generic. It's in Europe. He's in Europe.
Yeah, right. He's like somewhere in this part of the world. Fred Rant,
Hey, Fred,
$100.
That's $100.
Woo!
My God, Fred.
Paul,
Thank
we
you.
still need to punish Kyle. What? For taking off his wedding ring?
Oh.
Come on. I'm wearing it right now, Fred. Come on. Have some mercy. Please set up a straw poll and let all decide his punishment. This is just cruel. This is actually like brutal torture. Number 1, cherry pie in the face. I don't like cherry pie, so that is a real punishment for me.
You don't like
2,
cherry pie?
No, I hate cherry pie. 2, how does he know? 2, eat entire stick of Carolina Reaper jerky. We all know that I can't handle that.
Yeah, that was...
Not many people can, to be honest. 3, picture of ice water overhead.
Oh, you should definitely go with that one. That's
We
easy.
can definitely Photoshop that. And 4, wifey sauce's choice. Anything but 4. I will accept any option but 4.
Whatever
Anything that wifey,
or
because she knows my
horrible
true
results
weaknesses.
are
She knows my kryptonite. All right, she is my Lex Luthor. she will end me. At any rate, Fred, that straw poll I hope never comes to light, and Paul never takes initiative to actually make it happen. No, stop with the 4s in chat. I like how YouTube's just like slowly chugging along, like. I picked my nose today, and Twitch chat's just like 4.
Hey, you should do
flurry of 4s.
number 3, picture of ice water overhead. Here we go.
Oh my God! See, okay, yeah. See, anything but 4. See, I can handle all the rest.
I just did number 3.
Ew. Consider that my punishment.
See, you gotta be specific with
Paul
those.
took one for the team just now.
I'm just glad that, considering, you know, the donation gives him the power to just dictate things that we do, that he's dictating stuff for you to do and not me. For everyone wants 4 though.
And now YouTube's
So we'll have
chimed
to-
in. Beautiful
But
YouTube.
Fred,
Beautiful.
whatever's decided there, it does seem like 4 is the popular choice. So I imagine we'll have to implement that during Kyle's half of the show. I don't know if
I think Heather said
if she
wifey
decides.
sauce.
I feel like as number 4 and as the last item on the list, though, she could easily choose all of the above.
Well, this is
'Cause that's usually
this is
what
what she just put in chat.
4 shave.
Shaved
Why does she
head.
want you to shave your head so
Shaved
bad?
head, honey.
She kept trying to get you to do that on Saturday.
Yeah,
too.
I don't understand because I feel like me shaving the head, that's like a punishment to her too, because now she's married to me with a shaved head, and no one.
Seems
Honestly,
like
no one wants to see that.
She's shooting herself
So,
in the foot there.
Yeah, it seems very masochistic. Kamikaze
Anyway, Fred,
status.
thank you so much
Thank you,
again
Fred.
for your generous donation.
Yes.
It's amazing.
ZZR Hardy.
ZZR.
A10 Australian. Salute.
Salute.
Salute. Cheers. Automatic Matt, once again, $5. Gotta go, guys. I'll watch tomorrow and get back up to date on your vids. Thanks, Matt.
Thank you, Matt.
Have a good one.
We love you.
Matthew Strom, $6.66. Super Metal. We've got, would it be too risky to invest a couple hundred in Bitcoin for a couple days rather than investing a couple thousand? Well, a couple hundred's always less risky than a couple thousand, but it's like playing the stock market, kind of. You know, you're gambling. You're gambling in a sense. You're hoping that the value of Bitcoin, of whatever you invest, is going to increase. It could, and you could make bank, or it could decrease, and you might lose money at a certain point. It really is that's. We're not going to tell you how to. I'm not going to tell you how to spend your money. That is something that could be very lucrative or very anti-lucrative for you. I don't know. It's one of the reasons why I'm concerned. Like I earn my own money. I work hard to do it, and it's why I don't gamble a whole lot. Because sometimes I get freaked out at the thought of losing a bunch of money so quickly. And I'd rather just work really hard to earn the money instead of trying to get some super get-rich-quick thing that works for some people. God bless them, and, you know, that's awesome, but, you know, you just fucking do it. Just dump your whole life savings into Bitcoin. This is honestly what you should do. Just sell your house or whatever other assets, liquidate all your assets, and just buy like 30,000 mining rigs and dump all your money into Bitcoin. And
This is the point in the show where
Give me
I
a
feel
cut.
like I should point out that this show is satire. It's meant for amusement. Obviously, no one should be. Now,
I listened to Kyle from
Matthew-
Bitwin and I lost my whole life.
Matthew, I can certainly appreciate the question.
view
I would
incoming.
never give anyone advice on that because I know it would go exactly opposite. I would tell you no, never invest in that, and the next day it would triple. Or I'd tell you absolutely drop everything, and then it like whatever, like so. But like Kyle said, it's volatile. It's a gamble, so it could go up, it could go down.
High risk, high reward.
Yeah.
Zaris
Wow, what a cool name.
Karabasidis.
Zaris
Karabasidis.
Karabasidis.
Karabasidis. €10.
Zaris.
Hey boys, I'm from Greece. That explains it.
That
Keep
is.
it real. I like how his only comment was explaining the one question he
Thank
had
you.
about his donation.
Where are you
from?
Such an exotic name.
So perfect. Thank you, Zaris.
Thank you,
That's
Zaris,
the coolest name
for
I've
the
ever
10
heard.
euros.
El Jefe Reviews. What up, El Jefe? $5. Great job on the charity live stream, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Super proud of you guys for putting that together, and also proud of the community for chipping in. Hell yeah.
Yeah, well, we
Hell
are.
yeah. Cheers.
Very much so.
You guys are awesome.
That's what he said.
10K, bitches. Let's keep it going. Dave Fredrickson, $10. Just stopping in to throw you money. I don't
Thank
get
you,
to
Dave.
watch live since I'm getting ready for work. Third shift.
Third
But as
shift.
always, I'll listen to it later tonight while working. Keep being awesome. Thanks, Dave.
Does that mean it's your third shift of the day, or it's the third shift in the day, like the late shift? If they're 8-hour shifts, third shift would be the,
Interesting.
the
I'm
midnight.
not sure.
I don't know.
I'm not sure. It's a good question. Now I'm wondering about Dave and how his work shifts are set up.
How does he fill the time? Like, if he's
Yeah,
does he have a lot of
right.
downtime working third shift? You know? Does he watch
Is
old
third-
awesome hardware episodes?
Is third shift like really busy, or is it really like desolate?
Or maybe he just drives a manual transmission vehicle,
He got there in third shift,
and he's just
shifted
saying
in
he's
third
getting
gear.
ready for work,
He's gonna
and
go
then
in
he's
third
like
shift?
third shift because he's actually texting us. He's texting this message
Right.
as he's driving, and
Right.
he just wanted to be very accurate with how things are going.
Or
And
maybe as he was typing, he was capitalizing certain letters or certain words, and that was the third time he had used shift.
more questions than answers really being raised by Dave here. But
Plot
thank you for your
thickens.
donation, Dave.
Thanks, Dave.
Chunky Tie with a
Chunky
$5
Tie.
donation.
Hey.
Scored a 1700X for $289. Arctic Panther inspired build coming. Upgrading from an i7 6700 non-K, doing more production now with photo and video editing. That's definitely, yeah. I mean, it's not a massive upgrade because the 6700 non-K is no slouch.
really good, yeah.
by any stretch. But a 1700X, if you're doing like lots of rendering and stuff like that, yeah, you'll definitely appreciate the
Yes.
extra cores and thread. And yeah, $289 for the 1700X.
Super good deal.
Yeah, the
Almost
AMD
over
CPU
300.
deals over the past few weeks have been so good compared to the Intel stuff.
Oh yeah.
Intel, it's like,
Doesn't even
oh, they're
compare.
kind of.
$10 off.
It's like, oh, the 8700K is in stock.
for only $5 over
Yeah,
MSRP.
like, oh, good.
Like no shit.
Whatever. Anyway, but Chunky Tie, congratulations, and you sound delicious. Matt Bond, $5 donation. Paul, HTPC build. Yes, Matt.
God damn! How many donations? Are you just trying to milk in as many donations as many
yeah,
contributions
people
as
keep
possible?
donating.
It's like-
I would be like, no, I gotta keep dragging
Paul's
that
figured
out.
it out. Like, as long as I don't finish my HTPC build, people keep giving me money.
Here's what it's expanded. It's expanded to be more than just the HTPC and to be like where I have the always-on hardware connected to. So that's, I don't know. That's as much as I want to say at this point. Also, like my outdoor area
Interesting.
that I want to work on, which is where I want to do the woodwork and stuff. And this is definitely going to involve some woodworking. It's also part of it, but yes, it's still coming, Matt. It's still coming. Just slowly.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
MB67, $13.37.
Slim
Elite
Tickler.
donation for Elite Channel. Happy holidays, Paul. Thanks, man. Appreciate it, sir.
Cheers. Thank you.
Elite
And-
Christmas to you,
and,
sir.
and excellent use of the lead speak there.
iManny99, $5. Hey, Paul, would a VPN get around issues from no net neutrality? Hey, Kyle, I hope to get my PC features sometime on Pip My PC. Nice.
So iManny99, that's a good question. It was actually brought up on my net neutrality in-depth video as well. It depends.
yeah.
Generally speaking, if you look at how the internet works right now, yes, that probably would. If there was a specific website or a specific service that your internet service provider decided we don't want you to have access to that, or like it's a competing service from something that we provide, so we don't want to give you access, a VPN would get around that. If we eventually get to the point where internet service providers are like, hey, when we give you an internet connection, we're connecting you to our internet and our services, and that's what you get access to, and then you have another tier up here where you can access the internet in general, then what they might do is actually block anything except the IP addresses that connect directly to their services, in which case a VPN would do you no good because your VPN IP addresses would be blocked as well. Granted, that's a hypothetical situation. It may or may not actually happen, but yes, they could even keep you from doing what you want, even with a VPN in that situation. Yeah, they basically, they would only allow you to connect to whitelisted IP addresses and websites and services and nothing else.
It's shitty.
But could happen.
Cell processing, $5. Hey guys, congrats on the charity. You killed it. I'm proud of you. From the elusive Cell AI.
Thank you, Cell.
Thanks, Cell. Stop giving us money,
I really
Cell.
liked, stop giving us money.
Stop it.
And Cell, I liked how Cell's voice was just kind of like in there. Cell was
Like
just
Jarvis,
like
right?
present.
That's what somebody else had mentioned. He was just like
that was really cool.
Ever present throughout the stream. Thank you very much for that, Cell, for the donation and for being an awesome mod. Dingo on my $45. Which mini ITX case you guys like? Fractal Design Node 202 or Silverstone ML08B? I've only worked with the Node 202. I've
only built in the ML08B.
Oh, you've never done a Node 202 build?
I've never actually built in the Node 202.
Okay.
No. So it's a good question. The ML08B definitely suffers from a lack of airflow if you keep the dust filters on the side. And whereas I like dust filters, I don't like the lack of airflow. The problem is that you don't have anything active. There's no they're just sitting there like out in space, and you just put the filter on there, so there's nothing to pull air through it. So all you have is like a fan sitting there inside the system, and it's
I
just
see what you're saying.
So if you're willing to modify the ML08,
Well, that's kind of how the Node 202 is.
and maybe add a slim fan on there, something like that, or work with the lack of airflow situation, then yeah, I think it's a nice little case, and I like the little handle.
The handle's nice.
And that's what our friend Rachel, I built a system for her, and she took it to China, and she's using it over there right now. So nice little portable case, but just you got to really keep that airflow problem in mind.
Yeah.
And the Node 202. Also very solid, very small case.
Yeah.
For mini ITX.
Can be modded to fit an AIO. Source,
that's nice too.
me.
I did it.
I did it.
I did it.
I did the thing. All right. Thank you very much, Dingo, for the donation. Clint Flippo, $20. Nice. Thank you. Love the show, my dudes.
We love you, Clint.
We love you.
We love you. Clint. I like the name Clint.
Clint.
Like it's not used enough.
Like Eastwood.
Center Negative with a $4.44 donation, throwing down for Heather's choice, obviously with the 4s.
Yep, makes sense.
No other choice now.
Doesn't mean you're gonna get it.
Except whatever Heather wants.
Very cute.
All right, finally, Asgiov. ASGIOV. $5 donation. Overheard you say Patreon fee is 35% flat fee. We did correct that later on. Sorry for the oversight there as we were talking, but thank you for the donation and correcting us.
Yep.
Hopefully anyone who heard us
say
it erroneously at first listened long enough to hear us correct it as well.
Yes.
And of course, links to all the stuff, all the articles that we talked about today are in this video's description. So if you guys want to read up a little bit more on any of those, feel free to do so. We have one more donation.
One more donation from Jujubes for the $5. Found out why my keyboard and mouse didn't work from last week. It was due to Ryzen. No support for Windows 7. Purchased Windows 10 from Kingwin, but getting error code. FML help.
That is all right. All right.
Your keyboard and mouse didn't work because of Ryzen?
Or due to
I don't think that
Windows
makes sense.
7 compatibility
with
issue.
Windows 7 and
That's
Ryzen?
weird. Because human
sense.
interface device drivers are pretty standardized, at least for basic functionality and stuff. So Windows 7 to Windows 10 shouldn't really cause that kind of an issue.
I would double check your drivers are updated just for your USB in case they're maybe even your rear I/O. Maybe it's a part of a controller and not natively built into the chipset or something like that. You might need to download a driver for that.
If you did the Windows 10 or the Kingwin or if you purchased a Windows 10 key from Kingwin, My recommendation to everyone who does that is to activate immediately. If it doesn't activate when you attempt to activate it, to immediately do the call-in function and do the thing where you tell them all the numbers and then they read them back to you, and usually that works. Yep. If neither of those works, then immediately request a refund from Kingwin. Right. And that's kind of your ABC there.
And,
so
and always buy the protection from Kingwin. Yeah. I always buy it's like $1.50, maybe $2, but it's worth it because they will immediately refund it if you have that that protection.
Yep.
Worth it. That's it.
Lastly, we are going to give some shout-outs to people who have purchased stuff from our stores during the show, typically known as the Johnson shout-outs.
Johnson time.
And
last chance to get your Johnsons in, guys.
Loading up.
If you didn't buy anything yet, buy it now.
Oh
buy the things. Okay, there's a lot, so I'm going to quickly rattle these off. Matt Withers.
I had 6 or 7.
Matt Withers, Bitwit logo shirt, or no, that's a baseball cap.
That's
Thank
Double Johnson from Matt.
Double Johnson.
Double Johnson. He got the Star Wars, which is the new design, the new awesome hardware design, the Star Wars shirt, also done by Brian. Marek Sote, and
Brian's an
animal. It's
animal.
a really cool design.
Bios Flasher shirt. Thank you very much, Aaron Williams, picking up a Bios Flasher shirt. It's
Chuck P.
One of my faves.
Charles from Ohio.
Oh, Chuck P. added a Double Johnson for Chuck
Double
P.
Johnson.
Hey.
Chuck's he's around all the time. He follows us on Twitter and everything. Thank you so much. He got the Thumbscrew desk mat
and a Bitwit pint glass.
Ooh, the 90 cent, the long one. I think that's the long one, right? Yeah, it's the long one.
Glass, baby.
Cool.
Tim Pruder.
Thank you, Charles.
Thank you very much for picking up a CPU cooler and a Bios Flasher.
Tim also gets a Double Johnson.
Oh, he got the double mug pack. Thank you, sir.
He also got the long desk mat, the gaming mouse.
Ooh, he likes it long. Automatic Matt.
Ooh.
Get an awesome hardware Star Wars black t-shirt, Bitwit logo trucker cap, and a Bitwit gaming mousepad. You are the first person to pick up a Bitwit gaming mousepad.
That's sexy.
You call first on that one.
Ray from Texas. A Johnson for you, sir. Got the gaming desk mat. Again, the long one. People like the long one.
Yeah, they do.
People like them long.
And why not? It feels better. Tate, thank you very much for picking up a Beware of Bottlenecks Cardinal Heather t-shirt.
Tate gets a Double Johnson.
Tate in the house.
I like your last name, Tate.
Tater Hansen.
He got the Star Wars Heather Navy t-shirt.
Nice. Mark Stevens, Johnson to you, sir, for picking up an RGB everything.
Big old Johnson to Kevin.
Kevin.
From Wisconsin. He got the pub glass.
Kevin.
It's a 2-glass, 20-ounce pub glass set.
Kevin.
Also super nice.
Jason is what I meant to say. That horrible noise came out instead. For picking up a CPU cooler shirt. Thank you, Jason.
Cameron
Woo!
from Oregon got the keycap. The keycap.
The keycappage.
I have some of these now too.
Keycap a lapas.
Little keycap there with the thumb screw on it. Super sexy. And one more for David from New Jersey.
David.
Also got the mouse pad and a desk mat set.
Hello, David.
So it's both of them. You get the long one and the short one.
Yeah.
So if you can't decide.
Or if you got multiple systems.
You just get them both. Or you get multiple systems. Yeah,
hell yeah. Why not?
Too. All right.
Sweet.
That's
Thank you,
all.
guys. Appreciate it.
Guys, we're done with the first half, but we still have the second half still to come. If you're watching this on YouTube, definitely hit the thumbs up button on your way out. If you want to leave a comment, do so. If any of you guys are watching and you don't see timestamps in the description or down in the comment section and you're willing to do that, we greatly, greatly appreciate it. Yes. Oh, you know what I've been intending to do? What? I haven't been doing.
What have you not been doing?
But I'm going to do it right now is to give a shout out to whoever did the timestamps from the last week.
Oh yeah.
And maybe it'll become a massive Also, there's some people who have been doing them really regularly who are pretty awesome.
There you go.
If it would load. Hawk Bomber did it last week.
I love
Hawk Bomber. So shout out to Hawk Bomber. Thanks to you guys for watching. And we're gonna switch over to Kyle's half. So link in the description. I gotta update the link in the description. I'm gonna go to Kyle's channel. I'll be right back. Okay.
Go to my channel.
Bye, guys.
Bitwit.